Welcome to the controllers. I am Koji Official, and I am here with Just James.
Hello.
And a special guest. Introduce yourself, sir.
Hello, I'm Hakim. What's up, guys?
We have two people missing. Sailor Line is missing. And Marcos the Ornak is missing as well. We don't know where they are.
It's the holidays. They could be lost in a snowstorm. Who knows?
Or stuck with family.
So, let's start with these topics, shall we?
Yeah.
All right. First on the topic list is what we have uploaded this week. What was the highlight of our uploads? I know, Hakim, you don't do any YouTube videos, but me and Just James do YouTube videos. So, James, what was your highlight upload this week?
Well, my only upload so far to the controllers has been the Binding of Isaac, and I also have a couple videos in the works. I'll have a new intro, and I'm working on a Sonic Adventure 2 battle video, as well as possibly some Gary's Mod murder footage.
How's that going along?
Well, we just finished recording the Sonic Adventure 2 battle, so it'll probably be done editing by the end of the day and uploaded, hopefully early tomorrow morning. And then I need to talk to my friends about if I can release the Gary's Mod video, because I didn't tell them that I was recording, just for spontaneity.
I see you have a Beatles upload since a day ago.
Yeah, we finished our first commentary on the Beatles rock band, so go ahead and check that out at Just James channel or youtube.com/acarmlink.
Interesting. Since Marcus isn't here, I will go over his channel, I guess. He uploaded two videos this week, I think.
Yeah.
Just him and you playing GTA 5, and then me and him playing GTA 5.
Yep, and they're pretty good
Which is
videos.
pretty fun.
I recommend, if you're listening, check it out.
Sailor Line is still uploading his Far Cry 4 gameplay videos. You should check that out. I think he started taking off his face cam so you can't see his sexy beard, I think.
His goatee.
Since he shaved. And we also have an announcement. Ishna is no longer on the controllers. We shall give our 2 seconds of caring. 1, 2. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. And then I guess I'll finish off with mine. I uploaded 4 videos this week. A Destiny Let's Play, Catherine, a Sonic live stream, and Is Leo's Donuts. What is Leo's Donuts?
I don't know. I'm not from Kentucky.
I highly recommend watching What is Leo's Donuts over at Koji Official, and that's about it.
I have a question. So you guys that upload YouTube videos, can you talk about some of the problems or the barriers you have to overcome to get the videos online for your viewers to see? You don't have to answer that now if you don't want to. We can go into the next topic.
I mean, it's a good question. I like it.
My biggest barrier is I'm still learning how to edit in Vegas. So I'm learning tips and tricks and improving my workflow, and then uploading really just depends on the internet and how patient I am. Well, January's coming up pretty soon, and if any of you use Xbox Live
or
Gold
PlayStation
members,
Network.
yeah, or PlayStation Plus, PlayStation Network. If you can't afford a PS4 and you're just like me and you have a PS3, Gold members and PlayStation Plus members, PSN, whatever, they get rewarded with some free games every month. And
I think it's 2 months for
up,
every single thing.
in the last 2 months?
No. The games last. You get 2 games a month. They last. You get 2. No, not forever. You get 2 games a month, and then after the month is over, the games will not be free anymore.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm talking about if you go and get the game, you have it forever. It's not going to go anywhere once you have it downloaded.
Since it'll be on your download history forever.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm not familiar with Xbox Live Gold, not since I had a 360.
Yeah, me personally, I think it's a great system. It gives a little more incentive to pay for Xbox Live or PSN, especially now that it's like $60 a year. You know, like, hey, even though it costs money, we're giving you a few games every month.
Right, and plus with the free games, it gives you a chance to try out a game that you normally wouldn't have tried if
Yeah,
if, if you had to pay for it.
and the good thing of like for Xbox, I don't know how much like I do have PlayStation Plus for the Vita, but I barely use it. But for the Xbox One, you get like what, $60 a year, 2 games a month. That is like 24 games right there.
Yeah, and plus like within the first month it basically pays for itself.
And sometimes Xbox is really generous and they throw in an extra game. Like when they had the 1 year anniversary of Free with Gold, they slapped in a third game for free.
Oh, nice.
So
That is nice. I haven't heard of that.
that was the extra free game was Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition actually.
Oh,
Coincidence? I think not.
They're trying to bolster the fighting game community.
Definitely.
that's good. I'm pretty big into fighting games.
I mean, have you guys ever downloaded any of the free games on PSN or Xbox?
That's how I got Journey. I got Journey and Golden Axe off of PlayStation Plus because you know how with PlayStation 3 you can like share accounts.
Yeah.
There's game sharing like day one. That's what I did. So I had my friend sign into my PS3 with his PlayStation Plus account, and every other month or so I would sign into it and see what was free on PS Plus. And
That's cool. That's cool.
yeah, and so I was able to get Journey, which is a fantastic game if you haven't already played it, um, and Golden Axe, which doesn't really need much description. It's just an arcade, side-scrolling beat 'em up. So, um, but this month in Xbox Live Gold, you can get MX versus ATV Alive, which I don't know anything about, and The Witcher 2: Assassins of Kings, which I know not a whole lot about, but I have experience with it. Um, I own it on PC, and that's another really really good game. Extremely underrated for how much detail there is in it.
Witcher 3 is coming out next year, and it has a lot of hype for it since it was shown off at E3.
Yeah, they have a brand new engine for it, and it looks, judging by the gameplay that they previewed and also the cinematics, it's gonna look just incredible.
I regret downloading a few games that came out for free. For the PlayStation Network, when I first got it, I got TXK, which is like a shooting game,
Uh-huh.
and then Velocity 2X, which is a side scroller shooter, I guess.
Kind of like
And
like a shoot 'em up, or
I guess you want to say that you're in spaceship and shit.
oh, okay, yeah.
The only game I liked that I downloaded from the PSN network was Spelunky. That was free, and PlayStation All Stars, which was okay, I guess.
Yeah, PlayStation All Stars isn't really that. It's not bad, but it's not good either. It's just
It feels like Digimon All Star Rumble.
except a little bit better.
Yeah.
Have any of you guys ever gotten Castle Crashers? That's a game
I
that was
used to
definitely
own
worth
it.
the download.
Yeah,
That game was amazing.
It's a great game, but with the thing about free gold games with gold, or PSN games that are for free, some of the games aren't really worth downloading. Like, they're great if you want to try them out, but Red Faction Guerrilla was free last month on Xbox Live, and I already owned it, but I never played it because the game was just like, it's not worth downloading.
right.
And then I never played Viva Pinata, and I tried playing it, I never got into it, and it's just like, I can't play it, I'm so sorry.
Viva
Yeah,
Pinata
I'd
was
be
a
hard
launch game,
to
right?
No, the last installation for it.
Oh,
What is there even to do in Viva Piano?
I don't know. Make fun and like a Chow Garden, but with pinatas.
and not as addictive. I mean, obviously you're not playing it right now.
I'm not.
You're not going on the wiki to find out what the best Chow combinations are, or
But
pinata
but
combinations.
uh, Sony and Microsoft are the only ones who have this free games. Once a month. Nintendo, I think, if Nintendo start doing it, I think Nintendo would lose money on the company. Even though Mario is the most selling game in games, and Pokemon is right behind it.
Right. It would be cool if Nintendo would give out free virtual console games.
Definitely.
Not necessarily current gen stuff, but like some of their
Game
best
Boy,
sellers. Yeah.
NES's.
Oh, you fucking stabbed me.
So,
Were you able to sign on to Xbox Live or PSN lately? Speaking of those networks.
yesterday, I was playing yesterday, and then I got kicked off Xbox Live. It said had a network issue actually. So I looked more into it, and then I found out that Xbox and PlayStation had internet issues to sign into their accounts.
Right.
Apparently, some team called the I don't know. I forgot the name of the team that was doing it, but there was an article on it. Article on Gmail and Reuters.com that right now, that Microsoft like Xbox Live is being backed up, and the PlayStation Network is still down. So that's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was with my big brother last night, and he brought his PlayStation 4, and we weren't able to play at all. It was completely down.
Yeah, and
everybody
bought the PS4 for some multiplayer game or another. Either it's Destiny or Advanced Warfare. And if it were me, I would be pretty frustrated if I just bought a console or I just received one as a gift and I can't even enjoy it because can't update it because the network's down. Can't play any of it.
Yeah, the hacker group is called Lizard Squad, and they're claiming to take responsibility. Their goal was to shut down the networks for Christmas, actually, which it's still down again.
Yeah, and
Oh, was that like to force people to be with their families and stuff?
I mean, that's nice, but that's still fucked up.
Yeah.
And especially a hacking group, claiming responsibility. That kind of seems counterintuitive to being a hacker group. You want to be secretive and stuff, and then you come out just for some fame.
Yeah.
Definitely.
There's a picture. This guy, his name is Kim Doctum, and he takes credit for ending a PlayStation Network and Xbox Live. He said, "You're welcome," in a comment for the pictures. So him or Lizard Squad basically ruined Christmas gaming fun for other people,
Man, what a bunch of Grinches.
Fucking, that shit don't happen at Nintendo.
No.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I haven't had a problem with my Wii U yet. And I know people talk hella shit about it, but I just got the new Super Smash Bros. And Bayonetta 2.
Ooh, you got Bayonetta 2.
Both really good games.
I still have my Bayonetta 1 was my very first game for the Xbox.
I tried to play it, but it came with the second one. But for some reason, it wouldn't play at all. I could only get past the first stage.
Oh.
And then it just freeze and say the disc was unreadable.
Return it.
I'm about to.
So since the end of the year is coming, not the end of the world, but the end of this year, what are some games that you guys are looking for 2015?
Go ahead, Hakim. You can start.
I don't know. It's hard to say. I feel like 2014 hasn't really been a good year for gaming. There's been a lot of problems like Ubisoft the Assassin's Creed, or you hear like on Destiny that they had content on the disc hidden, and they try to resell that as downloadable content and stuff like that. Um, so I think for me to really be excited for games, I have to see a lot of people and publishers step up.
Yeah,
I get
definitely.
you. I get you.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that 2015 will be the year where everything starts to turn around because now that the next gen consoles are out and they're ironing out the bugs, it'll be interesting to see how developers are going to push those consoles, a little bit further. They're not going to be pushed to the limit in 2015, I don't think. Um, but we'll start to see games that are actually, relatively bug free. Because 2014, like what Hakeem said, a lot of
Assassin's Creed glitch.
yeah, a lot of controversy with day one DLC that's just actually on the disc, um, glitches everywhere, uh, and it's part of it's because of the holiday season. The consoles came out in September, November. I can't remember exactly, and so everybody's rushing to get their next game out onto the console for the holiday season,
Yeah.
which could be good for business, at least money wise, but I don't
Like
think
Sonic Boom.
right. Yeah, like all these games that are coming out that everybody's you know buying up because
Rushing
it's the new.
rushing for Christmas, yeah.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I gotta get a PS4 or an Xbox One or a Wii U for my son, or else
And
he'll hate
and
me.
also like game developers like rush games just for Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, look
Like,
at
oh,
look
we're
at
not.
Call of Duty. Call of Duty comes out at the same time every year, right before the holidays,
Yeah.
and you know it's good for business because everybody's gonna buy it whether or not it's shit. And I think most of the sales go to the parents, but it ultimately affects the consumer negatively because you're getting an unfinished game or something that was rushed and didn't really get the testing that it needed.
Yeah.
And games shouldn't take a year to make. I mean, considering all the assets that they have to make, all the testing that goes into it, the programming, making sure that the
But
director
like
gets to see
for
his
for an
vision.
exactly, but for like an example, we use Kingdom Hearts 3 for an example right now. That game was announced last year and it's in development, but it's taking like short time because the guy is working on the next Final Fantasy, and after that he'll like put more work into Kingdom Hearts. But so far, gameplay wise, what they've shown and the cinematic cutscenes, it looks really fucking beautiful.
Yeah, I'm excited for
So
Kingdom
if
Hearts.
if Kingdom if Kingdom Hearts 3, just an example, stays like that, graphic wise, I wouldn't expect that game until 2017 or 16.
Right. Yeah, like
If you're gonna
if
put a
you're
lot
really
of
if
time
you're
into
really
a game,
anticipating a game, then you want to make sure that when you buy it, it's pretty much bug
the
free.
game you thought it was, yeah.
Yeah, like you want to make sure that the game that you buy is worth the money and not just a pile of shit with like glitches everywhere. Like look at Half-Life 2. That's a really good example. When it was announced in like fuck, I don't know, 2000, like it took them like almost 10 years to make that game. Same with Grand Theft Auto 4, and those are games that are critically acclaimed. Like if you want a really good game, be prepared to wait a little bit and don't buy the pre-order. Don't get early access if you're on Steam. Like don't buy an unfinished game. Like you're just
Definitely.
wasting your money. And as
Half-Life
much
2 came out
as
in 2004.
yeah, like it took them a really long time to make that game, and it's up until GTA 5 came out, it was the highest rated game on Metacritic.
Yeah. It sold over 6.5 million copies.
Yeah, and then now basically Valve
In that
forces
was
you
in
to buy
this
that game.
that was in 2008.
Yeah, yeah. Now you can't go anywhere on Steam during the sales without them pushing like the Valve complete pack for like I think this last holiday sale it's like $70 or $80, and before it was like 100. So there's really no excuse not to own Half-Life 2 if you play computer games. Whether or not you like that game, it's just so good and iconic that
You
if you
have to
enjoy
have it if
yeah
you're PC.
if you enjoy computer games at all, then you have to have Half-Life 2.
I think behind you.
So I'm not a PC player, but I don't own Half-Life 2, but I've played the first one.
Yeah,
I played it when it was on the PlayStation 2.
So, since this year is ending and we covered games and whatnot, let's talk about some games that we all are looking forward to, like Mortal Kombat X for next year or Battlefield Hardline.
Street Fighter 5.
Street Fighter 5 is not coming out until 2018.
I know.
and
I'm
Tekken
still
X Street
pumped
Fighter
though.
is Tekken X Street Fighter
Just the
coming out
gameplay.
in 2015 or is that delayed?
No, it's still in development. It's gonna be continued on after Tekken. The next Tekken comes out, which I think is Tekken 8.
Okay.
I think Tekken 8 should be the last installation because it talks. The story so far is about how Jin, it's about his mother.
Oh, okay.
But after that, the development for Tekken X Street Fighter will continue.
The thing about you is 5.
Yeah.
I'm looking. I'll start first, I guess.
Okay.
For next year, I'm actually looking for Halo 5 Guardians since I did play every single Halo. Dragon Ball Xenoverse looks like an interesting game. I like where it's going so far, so I'm most likely gonna rent it or get it. I'm
excited. Oh,
Just
my
continue.
bad. I said it's gonna be pretty cool that the new Xenoblade Chronicles
Yeah.
is coming out for the Wii U. It's always good to get a new game for the Wii U that's gonna be good.
It looks good.
Yeah.
What's it called? Mighty Number 9. Yes, I'm actually looking forward to that game. Since the Kickstarter was announced earlier 2014, has a lot of money to invested to it just by fans, knowing that this guy made Mega Man and his team isn't that big right now, but they made enough money for it to come out on every single system, even next gen systems, which is pretty damn good. Well, I think there's one more game I'm looking forward to, but I don't think I can remember it right now.
All right.
Hakim, if you want to go, or James.
Go ahead, Hakim.
Okay, 1 second. I'm chewing.
The Chewing Game by Hakim, 2015. Everyone.
We'll be out next.
In 2015, Star Fox Wii U is gonna be coming out.
Oh,
Yeah. I heard of that.
Is it just
Yeah,
like a remaster or is it like a new Star Fox game?
It's a new Star Fox game, and it's gonna be really cool because it's gonna be a
It's
throwback to the old Star Fox 64. If you guys have played that,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
themed around the aircraft combat.
Okay.
yeah, it's not gonna be like Star Fox Adventures or anything.
That's good. That's good.
There's nothing
You
You,
Yeah,
sound,
sure.
you sounded disappointed for that.
No, I didn't think Star Fox Adventures was that good.
But there's a few.
True. It's all about that fox. And also Dead Island 2, that's coming out. I played the first one a lot, and so I'm hoping that this one isn't just like the same thing, but in a different map. I'm hoping they really added a lot more.
Yeah.
I get you.
But I don't know. Oh, you can go.
Oh, and then I've already mentioned this before in past, like the first podcast that we did. I mentioned that I'm really stoked for The Division.
Yeah.
And if people forgot about it, I don't blame you. It got announced at E3. Everybody was super stoked for it, and then when the release date came pretty close, they delayed it, which I could understand if you're upset about it, but I'm not really that upset about it because a game like that, and as innovative, I guess you could call it, as innovative as it is, I would expect a delay because I want the mechanics in that game to be, solid and really really well established because if you're not familiar with the Division, or like I said before, you forgot about it.
Tom Clancy games.
Yeah, it's a new Tom Clancy game. Rest in peace. And basically, you or a few friends can run around New York City after this big cataclysmic event happens. I believe it's like an infection, and you just run around, gather weapons, resources, and you can also hunker down into a building and claim it as your own. And other groups of players can come and try to overtake whatever building you establish yourself in. And that alone is really cool. That the world is so dynamic that you can just take over a building, use it for as long as your group is going to play, and then when you sign out, a group of players can stumble upon that building and take it over. And there's also tablet support. So if you have a friend with a tablet and owns the game, you can control like a UAV with the
That's
tablet
cool.
and relay information to your group of friends. And
That's actually really cool.
yeah, it looks like it's going to be pretty well integrated because the E3 footage shows someone controlling the UAV with the tablet, and it doesn't seem very laggy. It seems like it'll be extremely well integrated into the game. So I'll expect delays for that just because it's gonna have so many new features that if they rush it or even half-ass it just to meet a deadline, then the game's gonna suffer and so will the consumer. And then lastly, the next game that I'm really anticipating is GTA 5 on PC. I'll probably be the only one.
That's not out yet. I'm
No.
getting it for the PC actually,
It's
so you won't be
coming
the
out
only
on
one.
January 27th.
You won't be the only one. I'll get it too actually.
Nice. Yeah, and the more people that get it, and hopefully there'll be mod support. Um,
Definitely.
Better
Do you-
recording tools.
It's gonna come out for mods are gonna come out.
Oh yeah.
I'm not even worried about that.
And there'll
The,
be
the modding community for Steam is pretty damn good.
yeah. If it has Steam Workshop support, then it's gonna be amazeballs. And,
Anything else?
those are like the only two games that I'm really looking forward to. I haven't really been up to snuff on gaming news, but since E3, those are the two things that I'm really, really excited for.
All right, so I guess there's only one more topic left.
Yeah.
Is Sega using Sonic the Hedgehog for marketing?
Yes, they definitely are. Because if they cared about Sonic in the franchise, they would have let Sonic die a peaceful death at Sonic Adventure Battles too, where Sonic was still the shit instead of force games that come out every year that get worse and worse.
Yeah.
Sonic Colors was pretty good, but
Yeah, I heard Sonic Colors was the second best Sonic game after Generations.
So you're
Definitely.
saying that Sonic Boom's a bad game?
Yes.
yes.
But all the characters got redesigned and it looks great.
Yeah, but it was also by ex-Naughty Dog employees.
Yeah, it's not like a Sonic game. It's more of a platformer.
And it's
Sonic looks like
yeah.
Nathan Drake.
And it's
That's a good way to
yeah,
put it.
it is. And its Sonic arms are blue. They're supposed to be like, not blue.
And Knuckles has fingers. That's not
Yeah.
Knuckles is Jax. Have you seen him?
right. Yeah.
Big.
But I don't blame them. So, like Sega has gone through a war with Nintendo and whatnot.
I feel really bad for Sega because they're barely even treading water since the great console wars of the 90s. Like after the Dreamcast was a flop, like Sega has been trying so hard to keep their head afloat while all these other, big house developers and companies are just duking it out.
Yeah.
Like it's a
Like-
slugfest, and Sega can do nothing except for keep their head down and try to sell some games here and there.
I feel like Sega is down there with Capcom and Namco and Bandai.
Yeah, Like they're
Definitely.
at least in the United States, none of those companies are doing really hot, and like pretty much the only thing
You know,
keeping them
like
alive is the arcades in Japan.
in Japan, yeah, the only reason like Sega makes more money in the arcades than video games in America.
Yeah, like a lot of Sega's arcade machines are they're actually really cool. Like there's one arcade machine I don't remember the name, and basically you strap yourself into like a cockpit like a harness,
Yeah.
and it's the whole um, the whole seat and screen and controller is suspended, and it's like a flight sim, but it's cool because you could go upside down and you're strapped into this harness, and the whole arcade machine basically just goes wherever the plane's going. Um, I mean, it looks incredibly dangerous, but who else is making something like that?
True, true. They do have an arcade like when Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games were announced, they have that. There's like fucking treadmill
Yeah,
and you just run with your friends
and that's a great way to sell video games
and
as well
losing
as
weight.
exercise. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like we haven't seen like Jet Set Radio come out ever.
No,
We haven't seen Space Channel 5 anymore.
no,
Uh
no
I
more,
remember
no more
that.
Echo.
the Dead House shit.
Oh, House of the Dead.
Yeah. We haven't seen I anymore from Super Monkey Ball.
Yeah, like
All
all
we
these
all we
brands.
see, like even Alex the Kid, the original, the original Sega mascot.
Yeah,
Like all we see these days is Sega and Sonic All Star Racing.
All Star Racing transformed.
Next thing we have Sega and Sonic All Star Battle.
Yeah,
Oh my god!
like Sega.
Like
if
Sega's
Sega
just
really,
throwing out their characters right there.
if Sega really cares about the future of their company, and
Like
honestly, I
you
don't
know,
think they do for the consoles. Then they would bring back, at least like a variety pack of just like remastered games that they've done in the past.
like the Knights and the Realm of Dreams.
Yeah.
I liked the Knights series. I really did.
Yeah, and
Even though it was complicated, like it was a pretty good game.
I'm sure
Yeah.
I'm sure that game would probably do well in this day and age because all these indie games have really abstract concepts and mechanics, and I think the Night series would fit right in.
They're coming out with Yakuza 5 in 2015.
What's that?
It's a game about the Yakuza that Sega
The
has been
clan.
doing. Yeah, that Sega has been doing for a while. This is the 5th one. It's gonna be for PlayStation 3.
That sounds interesting.
I'll have to check that out after this.
But yeah, if we really think a bit, back in the 90s, Sega was the shit releasing their games. Capcom was the shit releasing their games. Namco was the shit. Even Bandai was the shit. And like I think the only reason Namco and Bandai are still together is because they forged together.
Right? Yeah, they had to combine or else both companies would go under. And to see a company that's been around for so long, Namco and Bandai, to go under, like, I think the morale of the gaming industry, at least in the East, it would just plummet.
Yeah, if Namco went down back when back when it fucked up,
Hmm.
we wouldn't have any more Tekkens basically.
Yeah.
And it was
your
just
Gundam games.
yeah, it was actually newly announced news. Tekken X Street Fighters to be expected in 2016.
All right.
It was just announced 18 hours ago actually.
Nice.
So that's cool. And Tekken 7 will be on PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4, so next-gen consoles and PC.
Yeah, that game should look really good then.
So that should be a good thing. But yeah, if Namco went down, Pac-Man wouldn't be here. Neither would Tekken. Bandai would lose on Digimon.
Well,
Sega would lose with Sonic. And I think Capcom would lose with Street Fighter. But it's the only way that they actually can like survive. If Namco teams up with Tekken, Bandai Namco or Namco Bandai shit out more Tekken games to get more money.
yeah.
Capcom is shitting out Street Fighter 5, which, you know, that's their series right there. They're shitting out Street Fighters and shitty Resident Evil games, but lately they've been doing good, I think. And then Sega is like, Sonic. Yeah, he still exists.
Yeah, well, how long can we beat this dead horse for?
Yeah.
And to touch back on Bandai, and like I think, and this is just speculation, but in my opinion, I feel like the only reason why Bandai is still alive as both a developer and a publisher is because of Dark Souls.
They made
Definitely.
they made Dark Souls?
No, they didn't make it. They just published it. I believe Bandai published Dark Souls.
Really?
If I'm completely wrong, we'll have to do some fact checking. If I'm completely wrong, just edit this part out because I don't want that to be on the internet.
Dark Souls publisher? Yeah, it's Bandai, you're right.
Yeah, Namco Bandai. So From Software developed it and co-published it, and then Namco Bandai published it around worldwide. And,
Yeah.
And almost everybody knows about Dark Souls, whether or not they've played it.
It's a hard game.
It's
It
a
is
really
hard as
difficult game, but it's not. I don't know. I don't want this to turn into a tangent about Dark Souls, but Dark Souls isn't. It's not difficult because the AI is really good, because the AI in that game is crap. But it's
hard until you figure out the exploits.
Yeah.
It's hard at first.
Yeah, it's difficult until you memorize all of the patterns, and that's the difficulty, is the memorization.
Memorizing.
Because there's no difficulty slider. There's no easy, normal, hard. You're gonna start off with the basics, memorize those mechanics, and then as you get further and further, you're gonna have to memorize more and more mechanics that each and every enemy uses.
Exactly. And Bandai Namco is actually publishing worldwide J-Star's Victory All-Star Battle.
Okay.
It's coming out sometime next year, actually.
Yeah, so I would say that Namco Bandai is doing better in terms of diversity than Sonic. Sega's synonymous with Sonic now. But yeah, my point is that Namco Bandai is doing a lot better in making sure that the consumers get, not the same product shoved down their throat each year as Sega.
Exactly. And we basically just covered all topics. That's all, guys. I am Koji Official with Hakim and Just James, and this is the Controllers.
Thank you.